Idaho Matters podcast is brought to you by St. Luke's On-Demand Virtual Care, which allows patients to see a provider from their home using a computer or smartphone with on-demand care for common ailments such as a cough, sore throat, or a sinus issue. More information at stlukesonline.org.
Hey, podcast listeners, want to stay informed without the daily email overload? Sign up for our free weekly newsletter. Every Tuesday morning, we bring you the top local stories, plus highlights from Idaho Matters and the Mountain West News Bureau, all in one easy read. Stay in the know without the clutter. Subscribe now at boisestatepublicradio.org.
More Idaho Matters now from the studios of Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Gemma Cadet. January is National Mentoring Month. It's a time to focus on the role that consistent, supportive adults can play in the lives of young people. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Idaho has been doing this work for decades across our state, pairing volunteers with kids and teens who can benefit from an extra layer of encouragement and connection. Angela Sanchez is the Director of Marketing and Community Engagement for the organization, and she's joining us live today to talk more. Angela, welcome back.
Hi, Gemma. Thanks so much for having me again.
So, Angela, for listeners who may be familiar with the name but not the details, what does Big Brothers Big Sisters actually look like on the ground here in Idaho?
Yeah, so Big Brothers Big Sisters is, like you said, a nonprofit organization that takes applications from families for their children ages 6 to 14. Any kid is really welcome to apply and be part of our program. It's really just kids from all different backgrounds who could, like you said, use a supportive, encouraging person in their life. And so their parents or guardians apply them into the program. And then we pair them with a volunteer who has been screened through interviews, background checks, fingerprints, all of those safety measures. They are paired together in what we call a match. And they really just go out and spend time together a couple of times a month doing fun activities. It could be anything from going for a walk, getting ice cream, going to a community event like Art in the Park. There's just so many things that they can do together, but it's really just designed to give the child that support, that encouragement, and really kind of open doors for them that they wouldn't ordinarily get to experience.
So, as I mentioned, January is National Mentoring Month. And why is this month important for your organization? I mean, what does it tend to highlight about the need for mentors right now?
So this month is so important for us. It's actually our biggest recruiting month of the entire year, as far as volunteers go. And the way that our program is, we typically have obviously more kids in our program who are in need of mentors than we have the mentors themselves. And so it's really crucial for us to be able to spread awareness about the need for mentoring. I think when a lot of people think about the needs in our community, mentoring doesn't always pop up, as one of those first line needs, right? But the reality is it's so important for our kids to have that person in their life who can really help them access their potential and build a future that is bright. It makes us better as a whole. And so it's so important for us to raise that awareness and really use this time to try to recruit more volunteers so that we can pair those kids who are waiting for a mentor. We can give them that mentor.
And you mentioned some of the things a mentor can do with with their little. But I mean, I think sometimes when we talk about mentoring, it can sound fairly abstract. So can you share maybe what that successful relationship really means for a young person over time?
Yeah. So one of the first things we hear from people is, it's kind of intimidating to think about mentoring. Like, what does that mean exactly? Do I have to be really skilled, like in a specific area and knowledgeable and passing down specific experience and information? But the reality is it's more of just a relationship. And so our mentors are really just building a relationship with this child through everyday activities, through everyday conversations. One of the biggest things they can do is just be a listening ear. And so just scheduling time together a couple times a month, usually it's 2 to 3 times a month, um, going for a walk and just listening, like, how's school been? Like, what are you going through? Like, helping them work through friend issues or, family dynamics. It's just really just being a listening ear, someone to talk to, a safe place, and a source of encouragement when they're going through ups and downs in life. And also sometimes it is giving them new experiences. Our mentors don't always have to do exciting activities, but sometimes we get free tickets to things like skiing at Bogus. And a lot of our littles have learned to ski and learned that they love skiing thanks to their bigs taking them, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to experience that. And so it's really just, sharing the things you love, sharing your time,
Mhm.
sharing a listening ear, and just being there consistently. That's really what it's all about. We even have matches that go to Costco. And they just shop together, try the samples, because it's about spending time together and
Yeah.
being a consistent support rather than the activity itself.
So I have less than 2 minutes left with you, and I really want to get to this event that you're going to be hosting called Brews for Bigs on January 14th. What is that event, and what's it designed for?
Yes. So we love this annual event. It's our biggest recruiting event of the year. When you hear the word recruiting, it could be kind of scary, but I promise we don't call you out. It's not high pressure, but it's just a time to gather at Western Collective in Garden City. They are actually also doing a give back night. So 50% of all drink sales go back to Big Brothers Big Sisters, and you get to hang out, hear about our program. We have a panel of bigs who are going to share their story. So you get to hear from them and their experience, their reservations, and things they've overcome. And then we will open up the floor for questions. So anyone who's interested at all, I encourage you to come and just learn, connect with our program. Even if now's not the best time to volunteer, just learn more and be a part of the community. So that's Wednesday the 14th at 6 at Western Collective.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Angela, for taking time to talk with us today. We've been speaking with Angela Sanchez. She is Director of Marketing and Community Engagement for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Idaho. We've been talking about the fact that January is National Mentoring Month, and they are looking for new Big Brothers and Big Sisters. I'm Gemma Gaudette, and this is Idaho Matters.
How does AI even work? Where does creativity come from? What's the secret to living longer? TED Radio Hour explores the biggest questions with some of the world's greatest thinkers. They will surprise, challenge, and even change you. Listen to NPR's TED Radio Hour wherever you get your podcasts.